Okay, welcome everybody to the podcast, the thing that you're currently watching with me, Beezey, and
And me, the Dollar Diva.
indeed. Let's play a quick little game that I like to play called Not Sponsored By, which is where we say the drink that we're drinking and why we're not sponsored by them. Mine is
Oh,
Diet Shasta, and I am not sponsored by them because I don't drink this brand very often.
and I'm drinking a Canadian dry ginger ale, and I'm not sponsored by them because they can't afford me.
All right. Well, I'm gonna make my screen a little smaller here. So, we on this podcast are gonna be doing all things movies slash games slash kind of whatever we want to do. So, today we are going to be doing a ranking of all of the Disney villains. Um,
Whoop whoop.
so I'm pulling up the list now because I forgot to do that beforehand. This is a pretty big list. All right, real quick, why don't we say a little bit about ourselves?
So I'm Ashley, the Dollar Diva. So I do organizing and shopping and kind of like home decorating on my YouTube and TikTok. But all things Disney have a special spot in my heart, I suppose. I animated movies and specifically Disney art have always been my favorite genre, so I'm excited to dive in a little deeper. Obviously, you're a little more into the villains than me, but I'm still here to chat about it.
And as you know, I am Beezey, the guy who the channel that this is. That's me. I write movies here, and now I do podcasts. So, uh, this is a pretty long list. We might have to take a break at some point. But why don't we start off with the first one, that being the Evil Queen from Snow White. So there are,
And now, how do you want to do the rankings? Because so we're going to be judging them based on like essentially fear, like slash wrath, and then power, as in like their maybe political or royal power, as well as like, if they have magical powers or that kind of anything like that that would factor into their villain level.
so I counted and I believe there are 45 villains on this list. So I numbered them all out and I figured we could discuss them and then decide what number we think they should be on. But if we decide that we want to change it later, we can.
Okay, well, let's crack into it.
Okay, so the Evil Queen is the first one and she is horrifying.
Evil Queen is top five for me, hands down, because one, obviously, like classic villains, they like certain ones, the respectable ones, I feel like deserve like some of those top tiered spots. Plus, she wanted to cut that girl's heart out for like her being younger than her, which is like pretty crazy. So I would say top five, top 10 for sure. But
Yeah, I agree with that. She is really powerful and really scary, honestly, and really influential as well. So I say I'd probably give her six.
yeah, I was gonna say six or seven, and then depending on how the top 10 shake out, they might get bumped up or moved around. But I think for now, just put her at the top, and then we'll just bump people ahead of her and below her, right?
All right, sure. So putting her in six, or did you mean like put her in first for now?
I mean, I feel like that's the easiest way to tier them out, right? If she's first, then we just bump people ahead or below for now, right?
All right. Next up, we went from a really cool one to a really boring one, and that being Honest John and Gideon, the fox and the weird drunk-looking cat from Pinocchio.
So the only like they're really creepy, I'll give them that, but like I don't think that they actually do anything. Like realistically, all they do is get Pinocchio to skip school, and like the other people, like Stromboli and stuff, are like the true villains of that movie. So I would put them last.
Yeah, I put them like 44. All right, next up we have who's next? Stromboli is next, the weird puppet guy.
So I think that, I mean, he steals the puppet and plans to like keep him and kidnap him, but in the course of like other people that are like murdering people and stuff, I still think it's like pretty low on my list. I would say maybe in the late 30s, early 30s, something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably like 38, 39.
Right.
Let's do 38. Okay, this next one, while not the most dangerous, definitely one of the scariest of all time, and that is the coachman from Pinocchio.
The guy with the donkeys.
Yeah.
Um, I would say partially because like I think because of just the sheer volume of children that they're turning into donkeys.
Yeah.
Like I would put that in like at this point the 20s, like somewhere between 25 and 28.
Okay, yeah, let's put him at, I was gonna say like early 30s somewhere. So how about 29?
Okay, that works for me.
All right, now we've got a really boring but really powerful one, Chernabog from Fantasia.
Fucking 44. I hate Fantasia. I absolutely hate that movie. It is the worst Disney. I've never say that about any Disney movies except that one. I hate that movie. So you're gonna have to. I say last. You pick because I don't know enough about Fantasia to even guess. Plus, the Phantom's a stupid name. I just don't like anything about it.
All right, well, 35 he goes because he's really powerful and he is technically a demon, but also he's just so boring. I can't. Next up we got
You mean
Lucifer.
like the movie? I would put Lucifer down in like the 30s just because he doesn't actually do anything, but he's like inherently like evil himself.
Yeah. And you know that we like our cats here, so let's put him in 34.
He does though try to eat those mice and lock Cinderella in that room.
Let's bump him up to 32 then.
Okay. So he actually is a little bit more rude than I thought.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Anastasia and Drizella.
I think that like because they're not scary and they're not villainous to me because obviously Lady Tremaine like runs the runs stuff, and then like I just feel like they don't do anything and they're stupid, so they're just like not scary to me. And so I would say 30s.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 36 or 37. For some reason, whenever I type Anastasia, it won't let me type that, so it changes it to anesthesia.
That's I don't think that they warrant enough airtime that it matters.
Yeah, it's weird, but whatever.
Nothing is more annoying than a villain that's stupid. Like it's one thing to like have your plans be foiled, but like if you're truly inherently evil and you're smart, like that's a terrifying combination. And those two are really stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah, but when you're just like, I'm pretty and I want a boy to like me,
Dude, they
that's
are
a high
not pretty.
schooler.
They are definitely supposed to be ugly.
Oh yeah,
They're
100%.
called the
But
ugly stepsisters.
you know they think that they're pretty though. They literally say it
Yeah.
like 12 times.
Well, they're wrong, but okay.
Next up, we have Lady Tremaine. She is evil, very much so.
I have been so excited to talk about this one because I don't really know. So like to me, Lady Tremaine gets a little bit extra brownie points because she's in like that kind of top group of classic villains. And I don't really understand, and I'm gonna use Sophia the First as a reference for this because it's in the Disney family, and
What
technically
the
the
frick?
rules will all want. No, this is so in that they did a series where they went over different like class villains, and everybody's like, "Oh, Lady Tremaine, the scariest person." I was like, "What?" I'm like, some of the people are, like murdering people and stuff, and I'm like, I just don't see how she's considered to be like one of the most, or like everybody's just like, "Oh, Lady Tremaine, she's terrifying and she's evil," and I'm like, again, though, on the scale of what other villains have done, I think that she doesn't have that kind of scare factor. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But she is inherently evil, like the Lucifer thing. So I would say, in my opinion, she again gets a couple extra points for being one of the classic villains. But I would definitely say that like probably around 10 is where I would stack her up, not like super high, not single digits.
I was gonna say like 25.
I'm fine with that too, just because I don't think that, yeah,
Like she doesn't
there's
do
gonna be,
anything crazy. She's just like so realistic and classic.
yes, that's fair. That's a fair assessment.
All right, here's where we're getting into some of the more exciting ones. We've got the Queen of Hearts.
I've thought about this one before too, because I was like, well, I don't think of her as like necessarily like one of the classic, 5 villains or whatever. But I do think that like somebody cutting cards' heads off because their flowers were painted incorrectly is like, okay, well, maybe crazy. Like how many she cut off? Like I think that's like kill count has a factor in villainism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so I guess I would say I would probably put her in the top 10 just because she's probably murdered so many of those cards.
I was gonna say anywhere between 10 and 15.
I'd be comfortable with 15 for now.
All right, cool. Next up, we got Captain Hook.
So Captain Hook is another one of those ones where I feel like because he's dumb, it makes him less scary. Like you're like, oh well, I could probably get around that because that guy seems like an idiot. And I feel like that definitely plays a factor, despite him being one of the classics. So I guess I would say maybe like teens or 20s, because like he does definitely try to murder Peter Pan and those kids all the time, but he doesn't succeed because he's stupid. So like I don't know.
Here's where we kind of disagree. I really like Captain Hook. Yes, he's kind of dumb, and that makes him a little less menacing, but he is really cool. So I think.
But we're not rating people on being cool. We're rating them on being evil.
Oh, sorry. So
I'm just saying, like it's a factor.
how about I'm willing to go anywhere between 13 and 17.
I I'm see. It's like okay, so you've got the Queen of Hearts at 15. Don't you think that Captain Hook is less menacing than she is?
That's true, actually. Yeah.
So I would say 17.
Let's do. Does 20 work? All right.
Yeah.
20 for Captain Hook. Then who is next? Ooh, the Siamese cats.
It's same factor where like they're not truly evil. Like the most they do is like trap the dog in that basket. So I guess I would say late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, they're just total a-holes. I'd put them one below Lucifer, since they're not as evil as Lucifer, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Plus, they're racist.
Is that true? They're Siamese.
Yeah. Oh, apparently people got mad at Lady in the Tramp, and they're like, "Oh, this is racist because they have an accent," and it's like, okay,
Because they are Siamese.
exactly.
Whatever. Let's not dive.
We're not
I
talking
ain't
about
diving into
politics
that.
here.
We'll do a Disney cat ranking sometime, and then we can get a little deeper into that.
Indeed. Maleficent. This one is horrifying. Top 5.
Well, for a lot of different reasons too, right? Like power wise, she can turn into a dragon, which is awesome and terrifying. And her scepter is known to be one of the most powerful, like weapons or whatever you want to call it in Disney
Yeah.
universe. So like that's factored in. And she like put that whole town to sleep and tried to murder this girl for 16 years because she didn't get invited to their baby shower.
Yeah, it's like
So I think she's definitely, I would say top two. I would put her at two or three actually, in my opinion. I think
well
I would put her, I guess her and the Evil Queen to me like get very much on the same level. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I would say if like the Evil Queen is second, like I would put Maleficent third or vice versa. And I'm fine with either one.
I think I'm gonna overthrow the Evil Queen and put her in second and put Maleficent in first because of just how petty it is. Like, I wasn't invited to a baby shower, so I'm gonna try and commit genocide.
Well, and again, if you're thinking like if power is a factor in a villain, I think being able to be turned into a dragon and burn the castle down, that's a factor. It's a little scary.
Yeah. Uh, Next up we have Cruella de Vil.
This is another one that like every time they're doing like a classic villains anything, they're like, and Cruella. I'm like, do we consider her on the same level because she wanted that coat? Like, I get it, she was gonna murder all the dogs, but like she doesn't actually. I don't know. It's not the same type of villaining. So I would be comfortable with like early, like, 9, 10, early teens, something like that, like out of a little bit of the classic factor, plus like with all those jackets, she's been murdering more than just puppies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I say 16 because she's not as scary as the Queen of Hearts. She's just
I think
like a really mean lady.
and she's like a little bit erratic, which I think adds to the fear factor
Yeah.
too. Like it's not stupidity, it's that she's like crazy,
She could become Harley Quinn if she really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Madam Mim from Sword in the Stone.
The crazy witch.
Yeah.
I the Sword in the Stone movie is a great movie, but it's so all over the place that I don't even know if I would have considered her like the only villain or the top villain because like there are just so many scenes in that movie. So I guess I would say probably the 20s.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like she's not scary, she's just like insane. And I feel like honestly, she's just like if the witch from Boo just started doing crack. So how's 23?
I think that's fine for now because like we can't leave every top spot open waiting for like the one or two people we think are truly evil.
Yeah. Who is next? Ka, the big snake.
I've only seen the Jungle Book maybe once because like my grandma was afraid of it and we weren't allowed to watch the Jungle Book. So like I've only seen it one time, but I'm afraid of snakes. But he's also dumb and he's a little crazy. So it's like, do those balance each other out because he can be a little bit crazy and all over the place? Or is him being dumb take from that? You know what I mean? So I would probably say the like late 20s, early 30s, because he is trying to eat that little boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he's 20. I'm gonna put him in 30.
I think that's fine. He doesn't succeed. So like he's clearly not that good of a villain.
Yeah, he's in one scene and he decides to sing a little song and just trip out this little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have Shere Khan, another Jungle Book villain, like the big tiger guy.
I know who it is. I said I've seen the movie, just not a lot. Like, I would put him maybe like 5 or so spots ahead of the snake.
Yeah, I say he's probably like 27 or 26 or whatever. Hello?
No, I'm listening.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he doesn't really do much either. He's just like, I have a nice voice.
Right. Yeah, and it doesn't like strike a fear factor. I don't know.
Next up, we've got a bottom of the list contender. we've got Edgar from frickin' Aristocats.
This is another movie where you have somebody who's dumb, so it takes away from the fear. He also doesn't have any powers. He doesn't actually successfully get rid of the cats, and he doesn't even have a plan to murder the lady for the money. He's just gonna wait for her to die and make sure the cat's aren't around. Which I also feel like leaning on the stupidity thing, he could have just waited for her to die and been like, I'm the one who takes care of the cats, and he would have just had the money anyway.
Yeah, he is 43. I'm not even gonna ask if that's okay. I'm just putting him there.
Well, we'll definitely know if somebody's dumber.
Prince John, another dumb one. But I love him.
Robin Hood is another one where I've only seen it so much, but from what I think the fact that he is, it's like a classic kind of king royalty situation where they're taking all this money and the people are so poor, but they're living in luxury, but it's not actually hurting anybody. So I guess to me, that would be in that 20s, 30s range of sorts, just because it is still evil, but it's not the same kind of evil,
I say 34 for him.
Yeah.
Our next villain is another one from Robin Hood, Sheriff of Nottingham. He's even dumber.
I would just put them right next to each other, honestly.
All right, that works. Well, actually, he's in between Siamese cats and Chernobog, so I was gonna say 37.
I'm comfortable with that too. I think especially when a movie's we have to have two villains. I'm like, well, that's probably because one of your villains isn't scary enough, or your hero is too smart for one villain.
Uh-huh. Sometimes it works, but other times it's I really think you just needed someone else for them to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, I just put here Fox and the Hound a-hole because I wasn't going to take the time to look him up because I already know where he's going, and that's number 42.
Okay, deal. How many do we have left to rank from the original list?
What original list?
How many left to reorder? Because we might need to take a break. I want pie.
Okay. 10.
Okay, then let's crank it out then.
Yeah, Ratigan.
Who is that?
That's the rat from the Great Mouse Detective.
I know it's not, should be the same amount of villainous because it's all mice, but something is less scary when they make things animals. So I guess I would say somewhere that we have in the 30s.
I was
or
going to say
late 20s.
27.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I was going to say 28.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Next up, we've got Bill Sykes.
I don't know who that is.
That's a mobster from Oliver and Company. He's really scary, but he doesn't do much.
I think you could still mid-20s that if he's scary enough.
I say 18. Because he throws some people in front of a train and then he gets hit by a train and explodes. Also, I'm pretty sure his dogs blow up with him. So I mean,
okay, then I would probably say that he's not even worth an 18.
All right, we'll put him in 21. He threatens a homeless guy, gets hit by a train, and blows up his car and his dogs, and also himself.
And wasn't able to escape a 6-year-old girl and her cat.
Yeah, that was weird. Next up, we have Ursula, easily a top 10 contender in my opinion.
Late top 10s though, because she doesn't actually kill anybody.
Yeah, I say she's probably 10.
Yeah.
She's really powerful and she's cool, but then again, her mission was to steal someone's voice and get married, and she failed. So I mean, she was in the process of doing it, and then all of a sudden someone showed up and she got hit by a boat.
Yeah, and like I guess her ability to like grow plus like the octopus thing, it's a little bit, whatever. But like she also is kept at bay because King Triton has the Poseidon Triton. So like it's also not as scary because like she has a matchable person in the sea with her. You know what I mean? Like she's not running the sea, he is, and he can
Yeah.
outpower her.
Next up we have Gaston.
I think that he's more of like just kind of an ass than evil because like he was gonna kill the beast, but he wasn't killing anybody else, and nobody else and everybody else liked him. And he did like I guess send the dad to like the insane asylum and stuff, but it's not really like as evil as some of the other people. So I would say late tens, early teens.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm putting him in like 17. Okay, we're getting close to the end of list 1. LeFou.
I think that he's really stupid, and I think you should put him as far down the list as you can.
Yes, he is going in 41, which is the lowest spot we currently have. Jafar, easy top 5.
Yeah, and he has the staff, which is like super powerful, so that factor is important too. Um, so what is left in the tens?
In the 10s, we have 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3.
I would say 7.
That works. Next up, we have hyenas from The Lion King.
Idiot, slow, low, low.
40 they are. I think we're done with them. And now we have Scar.
He's evil, but he's also not that smart, so I guess I would say like 9.
I agree with that, yeah. Ratcliffe.
He also is like evil, but like he doesn't hurt anybody. You know what I mean? He's just like kind of running things. So I don't know. I don't think he's evil enough to put in the top 10. Why? Because he runs a colony and he does want to kill all those Indians though.
I feel like 14, 13.
Yeah, I think that's fair space.
All right. Then we have, I think, just one more here. Yep, Frollo.
Who is that?
He's the guy from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, that guy is nuts. That guy is evil. When he burns that house down, I was like, oh my God. Like, what? Like, definitely whatever's left in the top. Like, that guy is terrifying. And then he's like, just doesn't like that gypsy, so he's gonna hunt her down and kill her. Like, I mean, he's weird.
Yeah, he's the top 5. I say put him in 5.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, so we will be back after a quick break. So yeah.
All right, peace out.
All right, we are back. Okay, we only have a couple left.
I'm waiting for a specific one. Let's go. There's one person I want to talk about.
We've got Hades.
Pure technique is death or whatever. I feel like that warrants a place in the top 10. Plus, he's got like a pool of souls and all kind of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of factors that make him one of the evilest people.
I say he's 3rd.
Yeah, I think so.
Next up, we have Pain and Panic.
Idiot, slow.
I agree.
Toss him down the list.
Put him in 39. Next up, Sean Yu. I'm guessing this is the one you were waiting for.
Yeah, it is. I think that guy is he's number one for me 100% because he is like murdered that entire village that we know of in the movie. And the scene when he pops his hand out and his whole army's still alive after that avalanche, I was like, what is he like the most badass person alive? Like,
Yeah, they all lived. Just avalanche, they're alive.
So, and then, like I said, he's like going around murdering different villages. So, like, I feel like he gets a top spot.
Yeah, let's do him number 1. Give me a second to type in all the names. I gotta bump some people down.
Well, what's the next one so that we can keep chatting?
Okay, the next one is actually, I believe we're out of current Disney or like the old Disney now. Never mind, we have Clayton next.
Who's Clayton?
He's the freaking hunter from Tarzan.
Oh, yes. He doesn't. Again, he's evil, but he doesn't do that much. Like, I guess they're gonna steal all those apes, but he doesn't actually get out with it. So I would say, like, if there's like a teen spot left, I would probably put it somewhere around there.
Okay, yeah, there's like 18 and 19. Let's do 19. Next up, we've got Yzma.
She is also kind of stupid, but also kind of crazy. So I would say like the 18, 19 spot for her would be fine with me.
I say
Like whichever
22.
one you didn't put Clayton in.
I say Yzma, or is 22 about?
Yeah, I think so.
She doesn't do anything really.
Yeah, but she does have like the potion factor.
Yeah, but she turns into
Like
a
she
cat.
can make potion. Lucky.
Next up, we've got Guy from Atlantis. He is pretty serious. I say 18.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
All right, cool. Next up, we've got Bowler Hat Guy from Meet the Robinsons.
Does Meet the Robinsons count?
Yeah.
Isn't that a live action movie?
No, it's like CG animated.
I've never seen that. I can't help.
Okay, well, I say he goes in like 24th. He's kind of stupid.
I just know I went in there like the Swiss Family Robinson like house in Disney World, and that's about the most reference I have to that movie.
Next up, Dr. Facilier.
The creepy guy from Princess and the Frog.
Yes.
I would put him in a top spot if you have anything left in the tens.
Yeah, I'll bump up Scar and Ursula 1 so we can have Dr. Facilier be number 10.
Because he's got like the magic supernatural situation, and
Yeah.
I just think he is creepy as hell.
I have a theory that I want to talk to you about in a different video at some point about like how one of the one of the weird shadows is Jack Skellington.
I've heard about that, but stay on base.
Yep. Mother Gothel.
Just she steals that one kid, but then she still doesn't really do anything. She's not magic, the daughter is, so like I guess I don't see a ton of her value.
I say like 12 or 13.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Not super menacing, not ridiculous, just she was there.
But she was there.
Here's one of my favorites, King Candy.
I think that because he transformed out of the other game, and like I guess like I don't know, he doesn't like really kill anybody. He tries to, I guess, but he does risk the life of all of the other arcade games.
Yeah, so I say 13.
Works for me.
Okay, we're on our last 4 here. Hans from Frozen sucks.
Yeah, he's like not very smart or anything, Like I right away was like I watched Frozen a few years after it came out because of course you know how much I hate that movie. And I was like, that guy's evil like right away. So like
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's 28.
Yeah, I think that's good.
The Duke of Weaselton. 31. He's that like weird bald guy that Anna or whatever the frick her name is dances with in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's not supposed to be funny.
Yokai.
Who's that?
He's from Big Hero 6.
Oh, well, that guy's pretty evil, but he does only actually kill one person, but he does try to kill a lot more people.
I'd say underneath Gaston, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Big Hero 6 is such a good underrated movie.
It is really good. It's underrated for sure. And finally, we have Bellwether.
Who's that? Who are these people?
Utopia.
Oh, okay.
She kills some.
She did get away with lying for the whole time. So you know what I mean? Like, and I didn't suspect anything either. And it was kind of like an implode the city from the inside thing. So, and plus she like, tried to like, the car that went off the road and stuff, she was responsible for like other injuries and stuff. But, and if you consider like the mayor position to be like part of what her power would be, almost like a monarch situation, I think she gets like a little bit higher, but it's nothing crazy.
I say she goes underneath Captain Hook.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, that was everyone. So our list is Shan Yu, Maleficent, Evil Queen, Hades, Frollo, Jafar, Scar, Ursula, Dr. Facilier, Mother Gothel, King Candy, Ratcliffe, Queen of Hearts, Cruella, Gaston, Yokai, Atlantis Guy, Clayton, Captain Hook, Bellwether, Bill Sykes, Yzma, Madam Mim, Bowler Hat Guy, Lady Tremaine, Shere Khan, Ratigan, Hans, Coachman, Ka, Duke of Weaselton, Lucifer, Siamese Cats, Prince John, Chernabog, Anastasia and Drizella, Sheriff of Nottingham, Stromboli, Pain and Panic, Hyenas, LeFou, Fox of the Hound, Edgar, and at the bottom of our list is Honest John.
Honestly, I really feel like solid about it. Like I didn't know how it would like turn out at the end when they were being ranked, like as we were going along. But I think that that's pretty good, and I think that you can tell too that like obviously the classic Disney villains have a bigger scare value, and I don't know if they've like made them dumber as time has gone on or what the situation is, but like clearly, the classic, so many take a lot of the top spots, always have, always will kind of thing, and I don't think it's just because they're considered classic characters, but I think it's because like they used to make the villains more terrifying.
I agree. So yeah, that is our list. Let us know what you thought of it in the comments and who you think your favorite Disney villain is. And we will see you
favorite and most evil. Most evil and your favorite. They can be different.
Yeah, whatever. And so yeah, thanks for listening and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.